Well, we had a storm last night that ushered in fall. I was kind of expecting to see a little bit of snow on the Tetons, but not quite yet. It was 45 degrees at the start of the run this morning, and today's video is not a how-to, but a why-to, and why run form is the best form of strength training we can do. Let's go. Hey team, I'm up on the high point of Josie's Ridge, one of my favorite places to run in town, and today's a spectacular day. Like I mentioned, we had a storm roll through and it's just wonderful today. Secondly, thanks for coming back to another episode of Coaching Chronicles, where the videos are a little shorter, to the point, and allow you maybe to think more about and reflect on your running and take some coaching tips that might help you think about doing things differently to improve your running. But first off, as usual, let's talk about what's on my feet today. Today I chose to use the Norda 002. I just love how these climb. I had a 1,500 foot climb up Snow King, and I just love the feel of these. I joke that they're my minimal natural super shoes because they're wide toe box, very, very low to the ground, wide platform. Therefore, they're very, very stable, but still allow me to engage with my feet and use my feet naturally. But with that newer foam, it gives me a little pop and a little energy return that I really have come to like with the Norda 002. It's really humid up here. We had rain last night and it's humid. I'm not used to it. I'm dripping sweat. Anyways, that's a great segue, talking about stability of the shoe, to talk about how run form is the best type of strength training we can do as runners. Yes, you've got that right. I've done run clinics, run camps, run form clinics for the last 20 years. And my coaching style during these clinics and with my athletes that I coach remotely is to teach muscle memory and not teach what run form looks like or what you think it looks like. It's much more important to coach muscle memory, because the most frustrating thing athletes and runners go through when thinking about changing their form is, one, they think about what it looks like and they just try to manufacture what that looks like, whether it's a quick 30-second story on Instagram or someone, spieling out, changing your stride. The reason athletes get frustrated is that run form takes time. And that's a lot about what this video is about, is that we have to have patience. We have to understand that it's about muscle memory. And during my camps, I explain to the athletes, think of it this way. I write with my right hand. That's my dominant hand. I know how to write with my right hand. And I'm very good at writing with my right hand because I've done it all my life. But I also know how to write with my left hand. I'm just not very good at it. I don't have the muscle memory. I don't practice it, but I know how to do it. You don't have to teach me how to put the pencil or the pen in my left hand. I know how to write. I'm just really, really bad at it. That's just like run form and muscle memory. And most runners gravitate to thinking that it's just a decision that they head out the door and do what they saw on Instagram. And that's not how it works. Run form is a skill, and a skill takes practice, and it takes muscle memory. So through time, you get better and better at it, running longer and longer and longer with good form. And so that's what we have to understand first, that it's about muscle memory, not about what it looks like. And therefore, let's dive into why having proper run form is so important for runners from a strength training standpoint. And again, going back to that frustration. A lot of times coaches and athletes will say, hey, change your run form to improve your speed, your economy, and efficiency. Well, that doesn't happen right away. And when it doesn't, and it's hard to do, what's the first thing athletes do is they abandon it because it's hard. It's not an immediate gratification. So again, we have to have that mindset, just like a musician or an artist, is that you want your art of run form just to improve through your whole career as a runner. Just something always to get better at. And so if we think of it that way, that eases the mind and it allows us to be patient. If we remain excited about the future, it affords us the patience to get there. And that's how we have to think with run form. And so again, going back, why is this important? Okay, if we look at our foot strike, it all starts with the foot strike. Many of you probably heard maybe striking with the forefoot. Okay, what happens when we strike first with our forefoot is we come down from the top down to strike with our forefoot. Biomechanically, and our muscle structure is meant to create stability on that landing. Our arch stabilizes, our big toe stabilizes, coming down, striking first with our forefoot, unlike landing first with the heel and then landing. We don't have that stability there. So if we land on our forefoot first and then let the heel strike, we're creating a natural structure of stability that is the foundation that really builds what I call muscle equilibrium. By landing, striking on our forefoot, we're engaging our entire body as it's meant to be engaged. Again, unlike heel striking, for example, heel striking. If we heel strike, we're going to engage the quads and have dominant quads and shut other things off. We shut our glutes off. By landing on our forefoot, we get that natural stabilization I mentioned with the toe and the arch, that then engages our calf in the right way, because in our calf we have shock absorbers and rubber bands to help us absorb the landing and to spring us forward in a healthy way. Okay, that doesn't happen when we heel strike. What happens after that? Again, we engage our forefoot, our toe, our arch, then our calves in a good way. And now we're engaging all the way up the chain and engaging our glute. It's very, very hard to engage the glute by heel striking. And through time, that goes dormant. We all have heard that, hey, our glute amnesia, right? Our glutes stop working. It's because we're not using and striking the ground in a proper way. So by how we land directly affects how we activate the glutes. And it's that activation that's so important. It's like flipping a light switch. It's not creating more strength. Most runners have appropriate amount of strength in their glutes. It's just not working. The light bulb is not turned on. And by striking the ground properly with our feet, flips that switch, flips that neuromuscular system to activate our glute. And that's the key to the most important type of activation for our glute. It helps us to stabilize at the glute medius. It takes stress off our hip flexors and our quads. And again, it creates that muscle equilibrium of all firing muscles how they're meant to fire. When we run, there's a muscle that fires and there's a muscle that relaxes. And this helps that cycle. And so what does this do? It helps us use our muscles in an appropriate way. It takes away tug and pull that is the main culprit for stiffness and inflexibility with runners. It takes away all of that. So now we don't have to stretch as much. Now we don't have that tug and pull. Our hip flexors aren't overworking. Our quads aren't overworking. Everything starts to work as one. And that's how run form is the best form of strength training. Using our muscles in an appropriate manner. Okay, and then through time you get better and better at it, stronger and stronger at it. You're able to go longer and longer with good form. Okay, and then the economy and the efficiency and the speed comes. So think of it as this lifelong learning process, just like a musician and an artist, where you take on an artist outlook and an artist mindset for your run form. I know there's a lot there. But again, this is not a how-to, but a why-to. Just look at this as a why-to and maybe see it as a little bit of inspiration to start viewing your run form like an artist, like a musician. All right? Okay. Over and out from Josie's Ridge, the start of fall. Jackson Hole, Born to Run World. See you guys.